popping up, which to me I have to wait for. Because
I mean, we were streaming live.
So I see it. I'm on it. I can, yeah. I'm just waiting for it to, connection has timed out. Go live. I'm trying to go live. Let me go live.
Still says live on YouTube on my side.
I know, but our pictures aren't up, right? Here we go. Now it's moving. Now it seems to want to do something. Oh, here we are. Yeah, now we seem to be on. Yeah. Are you on the YouTube page?
I'm not currently, but I'll go back to it.
No. I just mean I just think that we have someone watching. So that would mean
probably me though.
Oh.
But if not, it's nice to see you guys out there.
I mean, what can you do?
Listenership and viewership.
Oh wait, let me get back to you so I can get back to you.
Come back to me, baby.
Aha! Hi. See, we did it. Sorry, that takes a minute sometimes. I don't know. I feel like Spectrum has a monopoly, and I don't think they try.
I don't think they try either. Much like AT&T.
Who has AT&T? I'll tell you who sucks. T-Mobile. I don't care what anyone says. I liked Sprint. I preferred Sprint. I don't care. Never had a trouble with them. Now I'm on the T-Mobile, and I'll tell you, it's
all sorts of trouble.
It's a headache. Like sometimes the phone just is like, I do what I want. And I'm like, oh, okay, work.
Yeah. I think technology ultimately is like a net good, but it has proven to be quite difficult, and sometimes you have to wait for minutes for something to happen that would would have taken years.
I mean, what do you know how annoyed I was waiting for those seconds? I was like,
I know.
Why is that red bar not moving fast enough? But yeah, no, I mean, we always resort back to back in the old days when we used to do porn on dial-up, when the anticipation made you so crazy you threw up.
Oh, it did. I did. You remember you remember my stories. I did. I threw up when I saw penis. It was a giant penis. Looking back, I love it now. But your
gag reflex was so sensitive then.
Seriously. I was like, where is that going to go? It turns out I was just making room.
What a class act. I love it. Should we do a show?
Yeah. Okay. No, I think that's it. I think I feel good about that.
Where's that going to go? God, I'll tell you, those were some forceful blowjobs as a child, though. Like,
I don't say child. We're on
well, that's when I was sucking dick.
I'm aware.
For me,
we already have a reputation as Democrats.
I don't eat pizza that often. I don't go to pizza stores that often. All right.
No one believes that because you're talking about fucking childs. And I know you weren't, but you are what you eat. You're manipulate the story. Yeah, I'm trying to learn the tactics of the Republicans.
All right. So I'm going to, come on, Siri. Can you just let me work? I'm going to give you like a 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's more fun than a bottle of fentanyl, because we'll kill you with laughter. With your host, Casey Lai. And
hi, I'm Tony Soto, always yucking it up and hoping you don't die. That's the thing. We don't want you to die. Fentanyl wants you dead.
We're fentanyl.
Good job. I like that one. So I'm not familiar with fentanyl all that much. Like I'm like, but I feel like it's pretty new, like relatively new, but like I want to know like how fentanyl came into this, because obviously it had to come in small doses. Like,
yeah,
like how did it hit the scene, and how or was it like something that came on that was like used to like cut shit?
Yeah, I think it was, created to be a real drug. And then I feel like the Sacklers or what other opioid pushers, otherwise known as our pharmaceutical companies, pushed it upon all of the doctors who love to suck the dicks of the pharma companies, and out of those dicks come pills.
I saw a documentary with about those folks hiring like the sexy gals.
Oh yeah, they do. They push
to go in, and like maybe the sexy gals will sometimes
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the tactics. I don't want to call everyone who sells
not
drugs,
at all, but I'm telling you, it's not about poor, they're not there for your pens. You know what I mean? They're not trying to get your
they start very suggestive.
Your laser pointers.
By playing with that ball thing on your desk that knocks the balls back and forth. They call that like Newton gravity's rainbow. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
And they're like, "Ooh, I love playing with your balls." And
then bow chicka wow wow.
Well, that's what the sound that the Newton's rainbow makes. And then the next thing you know, you are on a long-term affair with a fentanyl pusher, otherwise known as Bernadette from Big Pharma.
People are dying so much from fentanyl that like recently in some tropical paradise at a sandals resort, two old people couples. What?
Sandals of tropical paradise. That's a question. But
the pictures look lovely, but they always do. But like two elderly couples, like in their 60s or whatever, died, and apparently the couples had no correlation. But as soon as I saw it on the news, I was like, "Are those old people doing fentanyl? Like, what kind of pills or drugs were they trying to get that was laced with fentanyl?"
Who knows? And I feel like, it is possible that maybe they did. Maybe they took street ecstasy and it turned out to be fentanyl. You never know. 60-year-olds don't know how to party good,
I mean, who's buying street drugs still? Like, I don't know that. Like, I definitely have bought street drugs in foreign countries as a youth, but I'll tell you, it never paid off. It was never not a ripoff situation. No. And if it did happen to be drugs, they were like the shittiest of drugs.
Yeah.
And I just don't know, like anyone, I don't know. Fentanyl's everywhere. I think everyone's like, what do we do now? Just whippets? Should we just do whippets again?
Yeah. I mean,
I think what could we do?
I think whippets and glue. I think we're back. I think, it's back to a time. Whippets, coat hangers, and glue. That's the future of America.
Yeah. And gold spray paint.
You want to have a good time.
I mean, that's what all these fucking babies that are being born addled on drugs after your advice last week are going to be doing, just huffing on some gold spray paint.
Standing by my advice, one, and my advice is to fuck the baby up when it's still on the inside before it comes out and becomes a ward of the state. Just do that. One. Two, we're talking about fentanyl up front because there's been stories about how overdoses are just continuing to rise nonstop. So it's out there.
There was another one downtown LA. There was like three guys in their 40s, and I was like, oh, I know they're gay. They got to be gay.
Oh no.
But I mean, and just a couple of months ago, remember that the comics in North Hollywood from that comedy club? I mean, this is the thing, Southern California. It is here, like COVID is here. So, and honestly, you have a better chance, it seems like, of dying of the fentanyl.
But I do think more people are overdosing from like the most of it is becoming addicted to it and then shooting it up and things like that.
Really? You don't think it's like, you don't think it's like they're buying like a bag of Coke or a bag of K or whatever, and they're just getting like, and they're getting duped?
Well, I noticed that like there were more and more stories of it popping up on like NPR and like things like that happening. I was like, oh, there's got to be like producers, like the young producers' friends, or things are like are seeing more and more of that, because the fact that that's like that specific thing is really happening is something to be aware of. But also, I think the mass amount, it's like, it's an opioid. That fentanyl in it, and it's like, pure.
I don't get the opioid craze anyway. I'm an
uppers guy.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna do something, I want it to like make me. I mean, that's why I stopped doing the ketamine when I was, at parties and shit, because I was like, oh, no one wants the 6'3" bumbling idiot with cement feet. No one wants that. 100. That's not a cute look, especially when she's more through. You know what I mean?
It's funny when you're trying to have like a conversation with people at like the end of a night at a gay club, and you realize everyone's awkward, and you're like, oh, everyone's fucking doing ketamine. Jesus Christ,
I mean, I just got to the point now because like I didn't want anyone to think that I was a snob, but because I people know who I am, and so like I just got to the point now. If I was on it at the after, I was like, hey, I'm just on ketamine right now, and so I want you to know that everything you are saying, although I'm sure it is very important, I am not retaining any of it.
Honestly, I think
but it was more like blah blah blah.
Yeah, a lot of words, Tony, a lot of good words. And then I had to come over and be like, guys, he's on.
He's sorry. Oh my God, if it's ever to the point where Casey Lai is leading Tony Soto away, please send Tony Soto home. Like, it's time for her to go home.
And don't forget Casey.
Because the tables turned darkly somewhere. That's the case.
But also,
hey, we had fun though. Can we talk about the fun time that we had?
Sure.
For our good friend Danny Francesi, who just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday to our good friend Danny. We went to a fabulous little birthday party on the roof in West Hollywood somewhere, and it was cute. We had a great time.
It was nice. It was nice to be, so nice to be outside. Who knows how long we'll be able to do that, because the fires are going to start. One. True. Two, it was delightful to be Danny is the best, and I didn't know what his but I didn't know what his greater friend group was going to be like. Loved it all. You know who are great? Gay people. Get with it. I know we shit talk them a lot, but honestly, if you catch them in the right moment, they're so fun and so interesting. And if they live in LA, they're usually quite cute.
It's
so
very true. Very true. I'm so glad I had singles on me, because here's the thing about gay people, though. No matter where the party is and how bad the lighting is, they will make a drag show. There was a drag queen named Flabbergast who performed there, and she was a caterpillar, and it was cute, and I was just very grateful that, because a drag queen without singles, people are looking, they're ready to clock you because you're not a supporter of the arts.
And let me say this though, and for those of you out there who think Tony is just a really selfish prig, he's not. He knows how to support his local drag queens. You were the first person to give $1, and I noticed you were the second person to give $1, and then it started cascading from people, I would imagine, with much more money than you, Tony. I don't want to be too, but
I mean, let's say there was a Backstreet Boy there. You know what I mean?
There was a Backstreet Boy there.
Yeah. Like, I remember just looking over, and to see our mutual friend Renee, and I was like, is she talking to a Backstreet Boy? I was like, where are we?
She just does real quick.
She sure did. She was like, excuse me, we're gonna go to the longer resumes.
You guys are backbench boys now. I gotta get it.
That said, it was such a fun party, and we know that you're great on a bottle of white wine. Like, a bottle of white wine is perfect for you. I
think 5/7 is the right amount of the bottle, but
yeah, but you would never. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
Can't leave 2/7 of a bottle of wine. I am Italian. Jesus.
Oh, speaking of Italian, big day for your folks, for your people.
What'd you call us?
Your favorite chef Mario Batali was acquitted.
Not my favorite chef.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if the Italians, in addition to the Pope, and I'm assuming Biden because he's Catholic, you also had a picture of Mario Batali.
No, God damn, it's the Barefoot Contessa. God.
course.
Batali. I mean, of all of the accused rapists who were Italian chefs, sure, I liked him the best.
Yeah. I mean, his career really, he was at a peak when he was Me Too'd. But here's the thing. Here's what it came down to. I think Mario Batali did it smart, and I think that he had the right lawyers, because I think Court TV was setting this up like it was going to be all 2 weeks, like it was going to be like a full-fledged bullshit. But Patali's lawyer obviously did research on this judge and was like, hey, I don't want jurors. He's like, I want to leave this to you, sir, because here's the thing. I went to jury duty. I did not make it there because I told them that I would not want any of those rubes to choose my fate.
You have a stream of opinions that are well documented that would keep you off of any real jury if
thank you.
Yeah.
So because you don't want the dumbs choosing your fate. I don't want dumb. Listen, peers is peers. That does not mean that they are smart peers. That just means they are within your area of age or whatnot. Give me IQs. You know what I mean? Let's talk there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the judge was like, look, Mario did not behave well. But it came out that this woman totally blew up the story for more money. Like text messages came out where she was like, yeah, no, like, let's do it.
She also had a history of falsifying things for small term financial gain. And when you're trying to, get some financial gain out of, honestly.
She said that on the stand, Casey. She was like, she said $10,000 was something I just pulled out because I thought that's how this worked. I thought when celebrities get into trouble, this is how this works. And it's like, well, this is how it works before we get to court.
Not to say,
take my money before we go to court.
Yeah. And not to say that he didn't put his hands all over her, that he was accused of, after taking a selfie, putting his hands all over her, much in the same way, that Andrew Cuomo was accused of groping and being lewd. And there is an issue, and that's, called hanging out with straight Italian men. They're going to, be gregarious.
Will he bounce back from this?
Italy seems to be doing fine. I don't know if he had to sell his.
I think I don't think he has anything to do with that anymore. But the thing is, it's like he wasn't necessarily a likable character. I watched that show that replaced my favorite, All My Children. I watched that goddamn show that ultimately got The Chew. And it's not like he look, no one wants
on The Chew.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think that the glamour of the celebrity chef has kind of passed. I don't think we're necessarily that kind of society anymore.
I disagree with that. I think.
Oh, you do?
It's passing for the generation of gropers. But I think that there are still, I think it's only getting stronger. I mean,
who's the chef that we know that's like, oh, but you watch the eating show or you watch the cooking competitions.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I feel like those.
Okay. But still, I think that's niche. I don't think it's I think it's, just because you watch it doesn't mean that's the majority. I would like to take a poll because don't just sit there. Well, I watch the cooking show, so everyone watches the cooking show.
Everyone I know watches cooking shows.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't.
And that's my poll. And suck on that poll, bitch. But what I think the interesting thing about that is the foregoing of the jury for a trial like this, not in this specific case, but I feel like you're going to see, because it's hard, one, to have a jury not influenced already if you're a celebrity. So the stories are going to be negative. So you do want to pull out that idea. And then if it's a brass tacks, if it's a he said, she said thing, which is this was, and there's proof that the other person had, made some
a little deceptive.
A little deceptive, it's hard to err on the side of guilty in that. And I feel like when you take the emotions out of 12 people voting on your future of your life, then you might be in better hands when it comes to something like this. And I don't even know if that's a good thing. I think there's all these conservative justices out there, like more and more like rapists are going to be like, I'll choose the male judge, please.
And here's the thing too, listening audience. Do that. I did, because here's the thing, listening audience. People here in America are dumb overall, and dumber. And when you're there, like the line of questioning that they ask jurors, like they're like, "Hey, would you be impartial to this and this?" I mean, those dumb people don't know what the word impartial means. I'm telling you, I saw some of these people. They were 2 steps from wearing a cape. And I get it. I'm in LA, so it might be a little more eccentric, but it is anyone who answers their mail and doesn't find a way out of getting their ass there. 'Cause I'll tell you, I sat on it and pushed it back for months and then finally went.
I mean, you're the type of person in my mind, though, who one should be on a jury, because you're very thorough and you love drama and you love to watch a court proceeding unfold.
I mean, that was the reason why I didn't like that one in particular was because it involved a cop, and I will not take the word of a policeman. Sorry, won't do it. Too much proof. Because here's the thing: even if you're not one of the bad apples, you're going to defend your bad apple friend before you defend poor Rosalita, who was maybe allegedly buzzed while driving. We don't know this. We don't know. Mexicans drink different. How dare you? Lots of things to consider.
Yeah. Awkward segue into the Latina woman who killed her children, but I do.
Wow, I love that. That's the jump we want to go to.
Well,
listen, in light of what's going on right now with the Supreme Court and Roe v. Wade and the killing of unborn babies here in Southern California, as we go above and beyond, because we have a woman. She's in some suburb area down here. I don't know. Her last name is Flores. I don't remember the first name. But she allegedly coerced her 16-year-old child to help her kill her other 3 children, ranging in ages, I think, from like 12 to 8 or whatever. Because valid reasons, because they were possessed by the devil.
It happens.
Well, this, and yes,
either you believe in the devil or you don't.
Either you believe in the devil or you don't.
And if you believe in the devil, you believe he has the ability to possess 3 out of 7 of your children. I am wondering why he picked those 3.
They were probably already really bad already. They were probably like, oh, those have potential.
I don't know. I feel like the devil might want to corrupt the besties. Maybe they were the hottest ones. The best.
Who knows? Well, they haven't released the photos. What I'm saying is, if you are a Christian person, you do not buy your bullshit. I believe that if you believe, you don't really believe. I believe that because here's the thing, Christians, pro-lifers. It says in your book, it says in your goddamn Bible, the very first fucking book, the Genesis one, like really early on. So you don't have to go into the rest of the dumb bullshit. God breathed life into Adam, and that is how he lived. What is that? I mean, if we're talking in literal, which y'all love to do, that makes sense. Also in the Bible, but you don't believe that. You don't believe that. You don't believe
what
that.
Are you saying? You're saying God, like, then life begins at breath?
At breath. Like what the law says. Like that is a fetus until it goes, thanks, mom. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, but you don't buy that. You don't buy that, but that's in your fucking bullshit. But also, devil possession is in your fucking book that you take literally if you're an evangelical. You believe every goddamn thing to the T, if you truly do. But you don't buy this. Why is it that you don't buy the breath at life and you don't buy that maybe, just maybe, this blonde Latina woman is doing us a props by killing some antichrists?
Well, so what we're saying is we're hoping to help justify this woman's actions by killing 3 out of her 7 kids.
I'm just saying we can't have it both ways. If the church is going to be in our government, if we have to fucking abide by the rule of this fucking Christian Bible nonsense, then let's do it. Like, let's really do it. Yeah. Because there is a chance that these kids were devil possessed, and I want to hear her story. Why not?
Let her speak. Let her run for Congress. Okay. I think she's doing the work that most Christians are scared to do.
I mean,
fighting the devil face on. I will say she's probably batshit crazy, and her mind is crazy at a real scary place. And I don't want to delve into that personally. But if you have the time and the gumption,
what do you think about it? What do you think about it?
I want to know.
Yeah.
I think we need to start tracking. This is what I'm in. It's a bit of a tangent, but I want to know.
I'm ready.
I want us all to start tracking when murders happen. I want to know how many of those murderers were babies who were born because their mothers weren't allowed to have an abortion. Because I feel like there's going to be an inherent connection between the unloved, unwanted person turning out to be a murderer. Feel like, and I want to, because let's be real, we need, the conservatives just fought like a 50-year war and won. They're going to win. They're going to overturn Roe v. Wade. So we're going to, things happen faster now. So maybe we're going to have to fight a 25-year war.
Yeah, to get it back.
To get it back. And I think one of the things that we're going to need to use as the ammunition, so to speak, is to see the numbers on how many of these unwanted babies turn into murderers. There's always that thing about
murderers, junkies, like all the things, like
but they're like, you could be aborting the next Jesus. The baby you abort might cure cancer. And I'm like, these are American babies. They're not going to do either of those things. Okay.
Absolutely. Like, let's aim high. Your baby might graduate from 8th grade. Like, and who knows?
You might be killing the next Hitler. And we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we never talk about that.
And honestly, there are more bad people than there are good people out there.
Let's be real.
Conservatives believe that for darn sure. They
don't
believe in the good faith of people. They think everyone's bad.
No, they don't buy their bullshit, and that's what upsets me. Do you want to talk what is bullshit? Tesla cars are bullshit, Casey. Don't buy a Tesla. Apparently, it's going to be recalled because it's going to catch fire and kill you.
Let him have Twitter,
Like, seriously.
Speaking of catching fire and kill you, he's going to let Trump back on Twitter. So
yeah. Oh God. But honestly, I'm tired of it even being a storyline. Like, who cares? Come back on Twitter, fucking Donald Trump. Who gives a shit at this point anymore? All I know is that if 130,000, I saw a very interesting tweet. I'm not going to take credit for this point but this point had me thinking. If let's say 130,000 GM trucks just randomly caught fire in garages because they fucking run hot. Those fucking people, those CEOs would be before Congress immediately being like, explain yourselves. But because this fucking billionaire, because he's got so much money, because he's involved with getting us to space, because we've given him so much control over things, we're letting him make shitty fucking cars that might catch fire.
Yeah.
And no one's doing anything about it. I think that Elon Musk would say no if Congress was like, hey, come here, we want to talk. I think Elon Musk would say no. And I think Congress would be like, okay, sir.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, it's not as bad as like when Volkswagen that time completely lied. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was
killed the Jews? Like what?
It's not as bad as when the Volkswagen killed the Jews. I will say to give Elon Musk his due. He never.
You weren't a Nazi, I guess.
Committed genocide. But as far as I know, we don't know what's going on Mars yet. Turns out there's no one there because Elon Musk killed all of them.
Yeah, there was a whole indigenous race.
Turns out they were all Jews. Space Jews. Thank you. That's a Dave Chappelle joke, and good night, everybody. That's a better Dave Chappelle Space Jew joke. I'm not gonna lie, beat me up, attack me with a fake gun. Okay,
that, my friends, is a smart joke.
Thank you. what was it talking about? Space shoes. Oh, yeah. Volkswagen one time completely lied about their diesel engine being clean.
Oh yeah,
And
pollutant
so that's
free.
like a completely different thing.
Yeah,
that's like that. Like it's like it's like the problem is the infotainment part of your car gets a little too hot when you're driving through the desert.
You know what that was like? Froyo. You know what I mean? That was like, because it's like, oh, it's so healthy. It's so much less fattening than regular ice cream. It's froyo. And the whole time it's like, you're like, oh no, it's completely great for the environment. And then it's like this spewing shit.
I remember I learned that lesson with Entenmann's cakes. Remember Entenmann's cakes? You could get them. They were like much like fat-free, reduced fat cakes. And as a little kid, I was like, well, it doesn't have any fat in it, so it must be good for you. And then you don't realize that it's sugar and other shit. And then so you're just like housing that Entenmann's cake a day, and you're like, what's happening? My diet's not working, mommy. She's like, where is all the Entenmann's going? And I'm like, nowhere, don't worry. But I'm only having a nice, simple serving once a day.
Big time for Broadway right now, though. Can we talk about this real quick? So apparently in the Broadway show, Take Me Out, Jesse Williams.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go with the other story, but
Jesse Williams. Well, I know what my audience wants. They want dicks. So in this show, there's Jesse Williams does like a whole scene where he is just like stark naked.
Yeah.
And the rule is that they check their phones in. The audience is supposed to check their phones in before they go into the theater, and someone did not do it and captured photos or video. I'm not really sure.
That looks like a screenshot from a video
of his naked body. Was it good? I didn't watch it. Was it good?
I saw the picture.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
I mean,
it would have.
I'd want to be. I mean, he was fluffed. He was fluffed.
No, he's pretty. I mean, sure, but he's not wearing a cock ring or anything like that.
No. Listen, I'm not coming for a thing, but I'm saying if you know that you're going to be naked on stage, you're going to take some time to make sure that that he's
you want to make sure the theater
is ready,
cold,
But I actually really. I think I want to say that I appreciate Jesse Williams because like there is an outrage for this, but like I think like when it comes to like theater people are super open. Like we've changed. Like I can change anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't even think about it. I can change anywhere down to the skivvies. Not even an issue. And he really approached it. Was like, first of all, yeah, it's shitty that you didn't listen to the rules and you brought your phone in. But he was like, it's a male body. He's like, that's what overall it's a body. There you saw it. Hey, great. And I don't like that.
It's like a lot of people are like it's sexual violence to expose someone's nudes, and I don't disagree that it's an absolute it's completely wrong that it happened. It doesn't hurt when you are you're beautifully built and you have a giant soft penis. Like then you're just like it's just the male body. And I just want to throw things out there if you haven't seen all of the male bodies and think that might just be the one. They're different. They don't all look like that. Yeah.
Well, but this is the thing though. It's like I feel like one step towards getting away from the insistent prudish America, because I mean like I think that bringing awareness to sexual assault and violence like that and harassment is very important. But I think that if you are someone who got your nudes released like Jesse Williams was, and it doesn't necessarily bother you, I think that it is okay for him to do what he can do to de-escalate the fire. Because, yes, it was intrusive on his privacy. But we live in a digital era where taking photos is very easy. So
he's also, I mean, on stage, on theater, showing that just fucking hot cock to everyone.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to watch it. See, really nice I don't need you to talk it up. Well, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I don't want to be a miss. It was well, I mean, really, it isn't if you don't click somewhere. Like it's it's like you had to find the link, Casey.
Every corner you went around, it was popping out. You had to. Not on Twitter. You just went on Twitter and just like I didn't.
How is it not popped up on my Twitter?
I didn't even realize what was happening, and I was like Jesse Williams cut was like a thing on Twitter.
Wait, is it a really grainy video?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch that shit. I have seen it. I totally remember scrolling past. Is it like something where like, nope.
He's
grainy
like
shit. I'm sorry, honey. I've watched too much porn to want to watch a grainy cock. You know what I mean? At this point, it's in HD. I want to, I want to see it.
Like buying tickets to the Broadway show now. It's like, just fucking turn your computer on, Wizard.
Yeah. But also, it is fair to
also go to the play. It's supposed to be wonderful.
It's supposed to be great. It's supposed to be really, really good. And also go to a talkback with Patti LuPone but wear your mask because she'll call you out, and you don't pay her fucking salary. Your one ticket does not pay her salary. It's a collective. All right, you fucking dumb bitch.
And if Patti LuPone was naked on stage and someone took a photo of her with their phone, she'd have shut the show down. Be like, give me your fucking phone, motherfucker.
I mean, because we were discussing before we recorded that Patti is a stickler for theater etiquette.
Yeah. But I will tell you, I hear she has a beautiful pussy. So I think she'd be cool with showing it to the world.
And theater etiquette is amazing. There's also a fourth wall thing, so just remember that, Patti.
Patti don't got no fourth wall. She's too big for a fourth wall. Baby.
She sure is. She's like, I bust through that bitch. Yeah. The world is her stage. The world. Yeah. Well, Casey, we did it.
Thank God.
Oh my God, was it hard for you to get to the end?
I went to trivia last night, so I was struggling a little bit today.
Where's the trivia
at? High Tops.
Oh, I love that. Well, good for you. I'm sorry that your brain got burnt out over stupid pop culture nonsense.
You just go to WeHo for 6 minutes. The next thing you know, you can't talk good the next day. Anyway,
tell people where they can find you, not talk good elsewhere.
WeHo tonight. And maybe staying for the weekend. Book your tickets for San Francisco on the 21st of June. Come to the Punchline. See me headline. Crush. Start your gay pride week in San Francisco off right with
coming to that
in San Francisco, baby. Tickets online at punchline.com and on my Instagram in the link on my bio, which I'm changing right now.
Am I your comp for that?
KCLEY. Yeah, probably. Thank you. Tony, where are you gonna be?
Well, first, let's talk about if you like this show, because I hope that you do. Please go to our iTunes page, subscribe to the show, rate it, leave a comment. We got to start saying this at the beginning of the show too, Casey, because I think people stop listening at this point. Yeah, I think we don't give a shit what they're
shaming us into fucking.
Like, we don't care what they fucking do outside of this. We're here for 30 fucking minutes, and
they just came and they're just trying to get out of here. I get
it. So, but find us, like us, all that shit. Also, the Tony Soto Show is on hiatus until September, but back episodes for fucking many, many years. So please re-listen. I'm the Tony Soto Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Venmo. And I'm not. Oh my God, guys, this is our last episode until July.
Oh my God, I feel like that's we're taking 6 weeks off.
Well, I get back on the 27th. So maybe if I get back early enough, we could pull one in. But we're taking June off. I'm taking a road trip back to Illinois. So
maybe I'll start a podcast.
Okay. First off, do not. How dare.
I can't not talk to the people for 6 whole weeks, Tony.
I mean... We'll figure it out. But no, we're taking June off, and I'm doing a road trip. Listen, life happens sometimes, all right? And when it's my life, I can still take the time off, you dick. All right, but we'll be back in July. So, or maybe on the 20th. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll see you soon.
Don't hold us to that.
We'll see you soon. Yeah. We'll see you soon.